I take my whiskey neat, my coffee black, my bed at 3. And the Bruins are too sweet for me. For not having done that in a while, that actually ended up being pretty good. Bruins fans, it is time to hug it out! Because that is a 5-1 victory over the Vancouver Canucks. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. Going into this game, I'm pretty sure we were all just a little bit concerned. First of all, Canucks already beat us this season. Second of all, third game of the road trip, of the West Coast road trip, and on top of that, we've already lost the first 2 games by a combined score of 13-2. We're not looking good so far. Bruins not looking good, but they played the best game of hockey that they've played all season. This was amazing. This was top to bottom perfect. But before we get into this perfection, like, comment, and subscribe, please. Help me out. I might be putting out a short later today. And I think honestly, it would be really cool if you guys is tuned in. So let's get into it. Let's also actually start out with the Bruins claimed off waivers Oliver Wahlstrom, who previously was on the New York Islanders, former 11th overall pick for them in 2018, and peaked with a 17-goal season a couple years ago. Well, but his production is absolutely tapered off, and he found himself on waivers earlier this week, and now he's on the Bruins. Not only is he a New England native, but he does also have the plus side of having beaten the piss out of Tony DeAngelo at one point. So he's A-okay in my book. It is honestly kind of funny that Tony DeAngelo likely will never play in the NHL again just because he is that bad of a defenseman, and yet he thinks that it is because of woke. It's not because of woke. It's not because the game is too woke. It's because the game became woke to your playing abilities, and they don't like them. But with the Bruins, right now, first period starts, and they get out to a fantastic start. Offense is buzzing, and keeping the puck in the ozone. Not a single, not really anything going back the other way. Bruins get like 10 shots on goal and 2 goals before the Canucks even get 3 shots on goal the other way. First one on the power play, Brad McAvoy with a beautiful cross-ice pass from with a beautiful lateral pass where he looks off to the defenseman and goes right to Marchand. Marchand passes it to Pasta for the first of 4 points that Pasta would notch that game. By the way, fantastic from Pastrnak. Honestly, if he is going to continue being just if he's going to continue setting people up for goals, I can sort of forgive him for not scoring as many. Of course, I still want him to be like a 40-goal scorer, and on some level, I think that he's going to end up as a 40-goal scorer this season. But if he's gonna end up with a bunch of assists as well, screw it. Whatever floats your boat. And Marchand just glides past Thatcher Demko who overcommits to the middle and pots it top shelf for the 1-0 goal. Geeky gets in on the scoring as well. And just, oh my god. I know Demko recently came back from injury, and on the pregame broadcast, Andrew Raycroft was talking about how Thatcher Demko had been at 98% for a decent bit, and him taking so long to come back was just reworking the fundamentals that would effectively get him back at that 100%. He still needed that last 2%. I think maybe he's still at 98%. Maybe he's still at 98%. He did not look great this game. He looked good. He looked about, I would say, the second best goalie on the ice last night. Swayman honestly had a really good game. Swayman had a fantastic game, and sometimes that's really all you need. It's just a great game from your goalie. But that's not all we needed. That's what we needed, but we also ended up getting an offensive masterclass. Second period, really quickly, the Geeky ends up drawing pretty much everybody to him. I don't know how he does this, but he just turns into a Canuck magnet, and everybody on the defense just converges on him, and he squeaks the puck out at the top of the neutral zone to Zacha. At which point, the Canucks are like, "Oh my God! Wait, we forgot!" And two of them really quickly try and get back to on defense, but it's too late, and Zacha just pots it, and then somehow Mark McLaughlin, one of the subjects of the short that I'm gonna make, just off a really bad clearing attempt from Demko, just try. I think he tries to dump it in, but it goes off of the butt of Teddy Bluger's stick and past Demko. This thing is just fluttering in the air, and Demko's just like, what? 4-0 Bruins, and on the other end of the ice is frickin' Swayman. Brick wall, absolute brick wall. Oh, he needs to be. I'm not gonna say that he doesn't need to be a brick wall, but the offense last night gave him enough of a buffer to be able to have one or two mistakes, but he didn't. He didn't have very many mistakes, and that's what we need from him. For him to keep strong when everybody else is keeping strong. And honestly, the big issue is getting to a point where you can keep strong. Hopefully this game can serve as momentum for the Bruins. But Slavin sprawling himself out to keep Sherwood from getting it in, like right on the crease. He's just this defense honestly was also really good. Lohrei, probably the best game that he's had all season. Carlo had a really good game tonight. Zadorov somehow ended up not being stupid. McAvoy, oh my God, McAvoy legitimately. I said this was the best game from both Charlie McAvoy and Mason Lohrei all season. And the one thing that I do wish from this game is that Elias Lindholm had a better game. I know it's a little bit of an ask to be like, hey, can you score on your old team? But I mean, DeBrusk did it, and come on, we got it. DeBrusk did it in the first game. He didn't do it in this game. But yeah, I do kind of wish that Elias Lindholm got himself into the game a little bit more. And then the 5-0 is just Pasta being Pasta. On a 4-on-4 at the start of the third period, he is gunning it behind Demko, behind the net, and tucks it in behind Thatcher Demko. And that honestly was the moment to me that like fully confirmed it. I suspected that like Demko was not at 100% when he let in the Marsh angle, because that's usually a decent and stopgap for Demko. He's not that bad, and he's pretty good in close quarters, but stopping of wraparound is kind of rudimentary. I would say I don't want to put words in goalies' mouths because goalies know far more about the position than I do, because I never played the game. But I would think that stopping a wraparound would be pretty rudimentary, and for a goalie of Demko's caliber to not to flub that is kind of worrisome for Vancouver. Vancouver ends up getting one back, but by that point the game is done and dusted. So we managed to claw one back. I expected when we went into this 5-game Western road trip, I said the Bruins are going to come out of this 1-3-1, at the very best 1-3-1, and I did not expect the one to be this convincing, and for it to happen this on game 3 of 5. I really, really hope that this helps to galvanize this team. If this team can ride out the rest of this Western road trip, and it actually ends up going well, I might be singing a completely different tune at the when we get back to home ice. Yes. But that remains to be seen. And that is going to end it for me for right now. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Take care.